Hey there, family and friends. How are you doing? It is Tuesday. It's 11:30. I am so excited. You know, on Tuesdays we go live at 11:30. I am so very excited today. Y'all, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I just cannot explain to you how excited I am. I'm going to try. Y'all know I'm going to try. I'm going to do my very best to try, but I got this energy thing that's kind of like, whoo, on today, because I was in here and the Lord gave me a word for you guys. And I want to let you know that it is always your time. I want you to hear that with me. Hey, Hobble, you better be 11:30 on time, my friend. I see you this morning. Good morning to you, my friend. Look, I got this message for you guys today, and the title of the message that God gave to me, Holy Spirit gave to me, is It's Always Your Time. It's always your time. I want you to say that to yourself. It's always my time. It's always my time. And I know you're like, Tab, what are you talking about? Let me tell you, I was in the Bible. Now, you know, baby, you know, on Tuesdays, we in this word. We got this word, Hobble. We in this word. And I was in this word, and I went to the book of Ecclesiastes. So I'm in the book of Ecclesiastes. I'm in the 3rd chapter, and it's just verse 1. Verse 1 just blew my mind, and it was like, stop what you're doing, pump your brakes, don't go no further. What is there in verse number 1 of chapter 3? Hey, good morning, Stacy. That's my BFF. She's watching. Good morning. Good morning, Anthony. So here's where we're at, y'all. Here's where we're at. I'm doing good, Hobble. I'm doing good. Ecclesiastes chapter number 3, verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under the sun. I just want you to stop right there. What did I tell you this message was? It's always your time. I want to give you that one more again. Now, one more again. It says, to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under the sun. That's what the word of the Lord says. And I just want to come to you this morning and tell you it's your time. And I know you're like, Tab, you don't know what's going on in my life. You don't know my situation. You don't know my circumstances. You don't know what I'm looking at and what I'm facing and what I'm dealing with. You don't know my norm. But can I tell you, according to the word of the Lord, what I see? They're them hearts. Thank you, Stacy. They're those hearts. I'm telling you, it is always your time. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. It doesn't matter how you feeling. It doesn't matter what's going on around you. The way that the Lord has set your life up, it is always your time. Let me tell you what I was doing in here. I got some visuals for you this morning. I got some visuals, baby. I was in here and I began to look at this thing right here, this little bit of water. And I said, you know what? It's something about the body. The way that God designed our physical makeup is our body is composed of water. I'm going somewhere. Just hang on in there with me. I promise you, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get you there safely too, baby. The body, the scientists have found that 60% of our physical body is made up of water. So I want you to go back to it's always your time. And most of the time, people get into circumstances and situations and it's their time. They just don't know what to do in the moment. They just don't know what to do in the moment. Let me walk you through how I'm pulling this water in, and water is always present and how it's always your time. See, there's times when I looked at the physical body makeup, and for y'all that don't know, I used to be a high school chemistry teacher and a human anatomy teacher. I know I look too young to be a high school teacher, but that's my background. That's my background. So this chemistry thing, I'm like, Lord, you speaking my language this morning. Here's the thing. Hey there, morning, Doja. I got some family watching. Good morning. Good morning. So let me stay focused, y'all. I'm so excited. So when we talk about the body, when you look at your bones, 31% of your bones that's in your body, believe it or not, 31% of your bones is made up of water. Now, what does that have to do with it being your time? Well, I found this little starch can right here. Just hanging there with me, baby. I found this starch can, and I was looking at the instructions for the starch can, and it says while you starching something, if you want to iron it, you need to spray it. And as you starch and you continue to spray, that you shake this thing up, right? And I was like, Lord, what does it mean when you're speaking to me and we're talking about starch and we're shaking it up and the water is definitely inside the starch. The only way that you can use this starch is if you shake it up. You see, there are components inside, there's ingredients that's inside this starch can. And the way that you get those ingredients to get all mixed together so that when you spray it out on your item, it comes out in one area and it comes out real nice and smooth so you can get that crisp starch in. Is the thing is you got to shake those ingredients up. If you didn't shake this starch up, it's not going to give you the end result. And I said, well, God, but why are you connecting starch with bones to me? That 31% of our body is made up of bones and that 31% is the water. What does that have to do with anything? And he said, I need you to know, again, tell him the title of the message, baby. It's always your time. I want you to consider that when you show up to situations, there's times when, see, this starch is going to make this real crisp. There's times when your bone capacity, you just got to stand in who you are. You don't need to back down. You don't need to be anything other than what God has designed you to be. Keisha, it's your time. You need to say, you know what? Now this starch makes it real crisp and firm. I need you to get your backbone in it. I need you to get some firmness in it. I need you to walk into that office. I need you to walk into that home. I need you to walk into that daycare center. I need you to walk into the situation that you're dealing with and say, you know what? It is always my time and it's time for me to show up and do what I do. Let me shake some things up in here, but it is my time. And then there's this other thing I thought about, because I'm going back to the body now, because the water is always in there. Water is in everything composing our entire body. Did you know that 79% of your body, the kidneys, 79% of water is in the kidneys? Now, what do we do with kidneys? Keisha, let me tell you what the kidneys do. Bought out this Lysol. This is the good Lysol. This is the pink one, baby. It's the pink one. The Lysol, you know, the Lysol is for filtering out and getting rid of colds and viruses and bacteria. It's a disinfectant. And I said, well, God, why would you tell me? Why would you take me through this research that 79% of water is in our kidneys, right? So our kidneys, the things that we use to filter stuff out, 79% of the kidneys is made up of water. Water is always present. And in order to use this, it's like, well, you got the instructions and you got to shake it up so that you can mix those ingredients up. And I said, well, God, what does this have to do with it being our time? That is always our time. He said, there's situations that you're in, honey, that you're going to face in life, and you just got to filter some things out. You just got to shake some things up. You just got to make some decisions and say, you know what? Hold on. This is not supposed to be there. Let me go on and let me filter that on out my life. And this right here, this conversation is, let me filter that out. That's not supposed to be here. There's some times when you just got to show up in the scene and you got to get some stuff out. You need to just say, you know what, this right here, I've showed up to be the disinfectant. I've showed up to the scene to get the bacteria out. I've showed up to the scene to get rid of anything that's not supposed to be, that's going to impact my health, that's going to impact my ability to be clean, impact my ability to have a clean mind, a clean heart, a clean spirit, anything that's not working, because it is my time, it's my season. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 says there is a time for everything, and I'm declaring that it's always my time. And there's situations that just need to go, and I'm not afraid to say, you know what, you got to get up on up out of here. And you know we under a pandemic, so you can't have too many things around you, baby, that's gonna make you waste your spray. So you got to really consider, do I want to entertain this conversation? Do I want to entertain this person? Do I really want to get involved in this stuff, Loretta? Keisha, do I really have time for this mess right here? Or do I need to say, you know what, now we under this pandemic and I really need to take value of what I got around me and make sure I don't waste it, and I can't voluntarily, intentionally get connected, involved with anything that's going to cause me to waste my goods, honey. So you know what, at the end of the day, it's my time, and I recognize that everything around me is going to have to clean itself up, or I will clean it up, baby, because it's in me. It's my time. And then I said, God, what else? Now, we talking about water. You're telling me that 60% of the body is made up of water, and water is in almost every ingredient. He said, well, I want you to now look at your skin. I said, oh, my skin. No, yes. Come on, Keisha. I feel you, baby. No, yes. He said, the skin, when you look at the skin, 64% of our skin, is made up of water. And I said, well, God, what's going on with the skin? He said, the skin is that outer layer. Good morning, Daddy. Oh, Look at my daddy on this one. Y'all, I love my daddy. I really do love my daddy. Good morning, daddy. Good morning, daddy. Okay, now I'm done. Let me focus. Y'all, I'm on energy this morning. So 64% of our skin is made up with water. So what does that mean? It means when you show up to the scene, when I'm telling you, it's always your time. If your skin shows up with you, it's your time because it's in you, baby. So what's going on with the skin? You know, I begin to think of the skin and I begin to think of, you know, all of the outer layers that we have and how you really want to make sure that you got some shine going on. Ain't nothing worse than showing up to the scene ashy. Don't you show up nowhere ashy. Baby, I need you to go on and say, you know what? Now, when I looked at this ingredient right here, this is my lotion, baby. This is my body collagen, the good stuff. And when I looked at the ingredients, can I tell you the first ingredients? Water is in there. So when you get to the scenes of life, honey, you need to say, you know what? God has put me here for a reason. It's my time. I can't be showing up half done. Ain't nothing worse than getting somewhere and you realize that you missed a spot. You need to check yourself before you get out before the people and say, you know what? It's my time. Let me make sure that I got my shine on. Let me make sure that I'm soft. Let me make sure that I look the part. Let me make sure, Mark, they know that when Tab showed up, Tab was here. Mark, it's your time. What am I telling you? It's always your time. It's in you. You don't have to wait for permission to be your best you. You don't have to wait for somebody to give you the okay to be your best you. You just got to make up a decision. I said that right. Make up a decision in your mind that says, when I show up, all of me is going to show up and I'm going to be my best. Ooh, that body collagen smell good. Can I tell you it smell good? And then I began to think of even the extra layers that God gave us. You know, God gave us hair. Now, y'all know there's some extra hair. Get out of my business. But nonetheless, it still needs to shine. So I looked at, I said, yeah, now old school girls, y'all know about this Isoplus. Don't play like you don't know about this Isoplus. Now, this Isoplus, honey, same instructions. What does it say? You got to shake it up because ain't no need showing up and you're looking all good here, but your hair looks dull. Honey, you got to make sure everything got a little shine on it. You want to make sure everything got a little, yes, baby, everything got a little shine on it. It's your time, Jamie. When you show up to the scene, I want you to realize that you, again, are showing up in all that God has created you to be. And I want you to look your best. I want you to recognize that it's not about just someone saying, hey, it's your season. It's your time. According to the word, I'm coming out the word, I'm in Ecclesiastes. It says to everything there is a season, a time and purpose under the sun. Have you just stop right there in verse 1 and declare, Lord, that this is my time. This is my season. Let me keep going because I got some more stuff for y'all to see. And I told you again, now the water is in everything, right? It's in everything concerning our physical body. Did you know the lungs? Ooh. Did you know these lungs that God gave you that's in here? Now, they're really placed in the back. I told you I used to be an anatomy teacher, but they're in this area, right? They're in this area, Miss Elizabeth. And the lungs are the things that when you're dealing with life, you got to be able to have the capacity to push through. And I thought about this little can right here. I thought about this is my paint can. Anita, this is my paint can. And it's same instructions. It says to shake it up before you spray. Now, it's something, I want y'all to listen for this right here. Listen for this right here now. Y'all hear that rattle? Did y'all hear that rattle? See, what's going on with this paint can is the ingredients inside the paint can are so thick. But when I looked at my ingredient list, it still got some water in it. That water, if you hadn't caught on to it yet, baby, the water represents you. You are the water. The water represents you. So when things come up in life and it feels a little thick, baby, God said, I need you to be in the midst of it because this ball won't shake inside this can unless the water gets in it and helps it move around. There's things and there's situations in life that God has put you in because he said, I need you to move the ball around. I need you to shake some things up. I need you. And here's the thing. You can't just shake it up and leave. I don't want you to be somebody that starts some stuff and you can't finish the stuff, baby. I want you to finish the stuff. Hey, that's Salam. I want you to be able to finish what you start, but you just got to get prepared. You got to say, you know what? Now I'm going into some stuff and let me get my gear on because, you know, I'm about to spray. Let me, Hold on. And let me get to shaking because stuff around here has got to change. Stuff around here has got to get fixed. Stuff around here has got to make some moves, and it's time to do this, and it's time to do that, and it's time to stop this, and it's time to fix this. Baby, the only way this can right here, the contents will not work unless the water moves this ball around. Honey, you are the ball. You are the one that God placed in the situation to shake some things up. And some of y'all are afraid to make some noise. I need you to be the noise maker in this season. I need you to be the one that says, I have arrived. Deborah is here and it's time for some stuff to shift. Deborah has showed up and it's time for some stuff to get fixed. Ed has showed up and it's time for some stuff to stop. Ed has showed up and it's time for some stuff to move and it's time for some stuff to change. You are in here. It's always your time. You just got to know what to do when you get there, baby. You just got to know what to do. Let's go back to this water just a little bit more. I told you 60% of the body is made up of water and it's all you. You following me now? You are the water. Let's look at this heart thing. Ooh, Anita, let's look at this heart thing. When I looked at this heart thing, I don't know why, but the Lord led me to the pledge. the Lord led me to the pledge. The Lord led me to the pledge, Rachel. And I looked at this pledge and I said, well, wait a minute. It says shake it up too. And I looked at what it says. It says to beautify it. See, some of you were created and God put something special in you. And what you do is you beautify things. And some of you, you've been a little discouraged and you didn't know if it was your season and you didn't know if it was your time. But I'm going back to Ecclesiastes. It says to everything there is a season, baby. It's always your time to make something beautiful. It's always your time to say, you know what? Let's get the dust up off of this. This thing right here was old and looking dusty, but Tabitha has arrived. Keisha is on the scene. Salam is here. Rachel is here. Come on, y'all. I have come with my rag and I've come to dust some things up. It was getting dusty and y'all was about to throw things old because you didn't think it was good anymore. But baby, Stacy is here and it's time for all of this dust got to go. It's getting up in my allergies. It's getting up in my nose and in my nostrils. And I just can't function with all of these dust. Don't you know dust bring dust mites? I can't function with all of this stuff. God has put you in the situation because he said you are the one that has come to get rid of all of that dusty stuff. When you show up, things get beautiful. Did you know that God gave you that gift? Baby, it's always your time to make something better. Jasper, it's always your time, King, to show up and make something better than what it was. And I just wanted to remind you again of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. You don't have to wait for somebody to give you permission. God has created you that way. It's who you are. It's what you do. Don't you be less than what he designed you to be. Let me give you this last one. And this last one, this takes a little, it's a little tricky because see all of these things before when you look at the instructions, it says shake it up. And we can get into a place of habit where we just go through life shaking stuff up so that it can work and so that it can function. And we get into this habit, but when you're dealing with your brain, the brain is your thoughts. The brain is the thing. Is 73% of your body is made up of water. And I told you represent the water. And 73% of this water makes up your brain. But when you get to the brain, you got to do stuff a little bit differently. See, when you're using your brain, that's that thoughts. That's the thoughts that you have concerning yourself. It's the thoughts that you have concerning the situation. It's your perspective. It's your outlook. It's your takeaway. It's your ability to discern in the spirit. It's your ability to take things in the natural and process it and say, God, what do we do with this right here? It's times when you just got to sit back and God says, I don't want you to beautify this situation. I don't want you to cover nothing up with no paint. I don't even want you to make a shine on it. I don't want you to try to disinfect nothing. I don't want you to make it stronger. I just want you to sit back and I want you to process this with your thoughts. And I said, well, goodness, Lord, most cans, because you giving me all of these examples of cans, you got to shake it up. And he said, baby, go to that counter. Go to that counter. And I said, what's on that, Lord? I said, oh, wait a minute. We got the Febreze on the counter. And right on the back of the Febreze, y'all may not have noticed this. And if not, I'm getting ready to help you. And you're welcome. It says, do not shake for best results. The Febreze, if you look at the back of your Febreze can, if you got one, baby, it says, do not shake for best results. So I said, Lord, now why would we not shake that up? And why are you giving me the Febreze as an example to connect with what we do with our thoughts? And he said, look, I want you to do a little research. So I got on Google, baby. Google is your friend. I got on Google and I started Googling, why don't you shake up Febreze before you use it? And it says, now again, the ingredients in all of of these aerosol cans, right, the ingredients begin to settle. Ronnie, and when those ingredients begin to settle, you have to shake it up, Kathy, so that you can get it all mixed up again. You're mixing the stuff up so that when you spray it, it all comes out as one. But the contents in Febreze mix so well. I'm going somewhere. Hang in there with me now. It mixes so well that it says if you begin to shake it up, it won't give you the best results. That when you do that first spray without shaking, it's already blended. Ooh, it's already ready for you. You ain't got to do nothing with it. You just got to be still and just put a little bit out there. Just put a little bit out there. And I said, well, what does that have to do with our thoughts? Some of y'all are making it too difficult. Some of y'all are thinking too hard about the situation. Some of y'all are making life harder than it really needs to be. You just need to show up and be you. And I looked at this thing and it said 100% natural propellant. 100%. You just need to show up and just be the best you that you can be. You don't have to do nothing to try to beautify it. You don't have to come and do this right here. You ain't got to clean up every situation. You don't have to make everything hard and stiff and difficult. God says some situations I design and I just want you to chill out. I just want you to be in the presence. I just want you to smell the aroma. I created it for you to just live your best life. Y'all know that song, to just live your best life, because I want you to know, I want your thoughts to be consistent, that it's always your time. Everything doesn't require you to fix it and mend it and adjust it and put it together and strategize it. So there's some things in life where you just arrive on the scene and you say, what? You know what, God, you designed this for me. There's a scripture and it says that his thoughts towards us are good and they're not evil. Sometimes you got to just show up and say, I don't know what's going on and I ain't even trying to shake nothing up, but God's thoughts towards me are good. And I know that because I've arrived and it's in me and God is in me, this is a good situation. It's working out for my good. It's going to be a great Tuesday. It's going to be a great Tuesday morning when I arrive to work. Stuff has to conform and I don't have to do nothing but show up and be there, because goodness is all around me. Goodness follows me. It's behind me. It's in front of me. I'm just spraying. Yeah, I'm just I'm just spraying. Sometimes you just got to arrive on the scene and be naturally who you are, and that is enough. That is sufficient. It's acceptable. It's okay to just chill out sometimes and be who you are. But when God puts you in different circumstances, you just got to know, God, what do I do? Is this the time when you want me to put some backbone on it and stiffen up? Is this the time, God, when you say it's in me, it's always my season, and stuff looking like it's a little bacteria, but I need to clear it out the way? God, is this the time when you say, baby, you're a little ashy, you're showing up, but your glow ain't on you. You need to put a little bit of shine in it. You need to put a little shine in it. Is this the time, God, when you say, okay, I gotta make some noise because they ain't hearing me up in here? Is this the time when God said, I need you to elevate that voice? I need you to put some backbone in it. Is this the time when God said, go on and shake it up because they need to get it right? Is this the time when God said, go on and beautify it, baby? Just go on and beautify it. Or is this the time when God said, no, baby, I did the work for you. Just arrive. Just arrive. Look, at any point in time, I need you to press it into your spirit that the word of the Lord is true. It's always your time. It's always your time. And I want to speak because here's something and I said, Lord, it's some of you out there that you're business owners. I have a baby sister. One of my baby sisters, got several baby sisters. One of my baby sisters, God has given her this talent and this gift. Her name is Tanetta. And Tanetta has this gift and this talent, and she can make, y'all, let me tell you how this thing breaks down. She makes yeast rolls from scratch. I'm like, who makes bread from scratch when you can buy it from the store? This chick makes yeast rolls from scratch. She makes honey butter from scratch. She makes different arts and crafts, and she has done this thing where she's deep fried collard green balls. Who does that? But they so good, baby, they so good. She has these gifts and these talents that God has given her. And I remember she called me, Tanette, I'm gonna tell a little bit of your business. She called me a couple of weeks ago and she was discouraged. She was discouraged because she knows that God has given her these gifts. And she's like, I don't know what to do because it seems like people aren't interested. And I said, send me what you do. Just send me some of your product. Well, God gave her this skill set where she takes these stainless steel articles, right? And then she does stuff with it. And girl, look, I got in the mail right here, this right here. Let me let y'all get in there. This is what God gave her the gift to do. It's a bottle, right? She put the Gucci thing on it with the zipper. Honey, she got down with it. And I said, well, I need to, she did some mugs for me. And she started out with stainless steel. And I'm like, God, why are you bringing this to my remembrance this morning? Kathy, why is he, I'll get you her info, baby. Why are you giving me this information? And he said, because somebody is watching today that is a Tanetta. Somebody is watching and they need to hear the big sister voice this morning. You just need to hear that big sister voice of encouragement, and I want to give it to you. You can do anything. I want to be that big sister to you today. I want to tell you that it's always your time. You can do anything. God has given each and every one of us a talent, each and every one of us a gift and a skill set. And don't you get into this place of comparison of maybe they're doing it better and maybe, no, baby, look, can I let y'all get up in there? And child, she got fancy with it. It's on the bottom. Can I let you get up in there? You don't know the max yet of what God has created you to do. I just need you to get to the place. I'm speaking to you where you say that, you know what, it is my time. And not only is it my time today, it's always my time. God has set the situation up where he desires me to always win, but you got to get it in your mind. I just want you to pause and get it in your mind. He always says, it's my season. He always says, it's my time. He always thinks good thoughts towards me. He always wants me to win. Shani, he always wants me to be on top. He always wants it to work for my good. He always wants me to get through the situation. He always wants me to get stuff that's not for me from around me. He always wants me to have a strong backbone. He always wants me to shake things up when it's somebody that needs to be taken care of. He always wants me to beautify a situation where somebody done discarded it and thrown it away. He always wants me to do my very best, but he's there with me. I'm never by myself. I'm never, ever alone. It's always your time. So as your big sister, if I'm not your big sister, maybe I'm your firstborn like my daddy is watching. Daddy, let me speak to you this morning. If I'm a daughter and there's some dads that's watching this morning, let me be the daughter today. Daddy's going to share me for just a minute. Let me be the daughter today and tell you, Dad, you still got it. Dad, you can still do it. There's still strength in your hands. There's still muscle in you. There's still a stride in your step. You can do it. Dad, I want you to stay focused. Dad, I don't want you to look back about what you didn't do and what you wish you would have done, but I want you to keep your eyes on the prize. I want you to keep your focus ahead. I want you to say, you know what? I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Dad, I want you to remember you're the foundation for the household. Dad, I want you to remember that you are the rock that keeps the family together. Dad, I want you to remember that you are the ones that the siblings need wisdom from. And even when there was times that you may not have done what you wanted to do, you can give them the wisdom in your mistakes. Dad, you are necessary and you are needed. If there's some moms that's listening this morning, let me be the daughter to you this morning. Let me tell you, Mommy, we need you. Mommy, we love you. Mommy is something about that nurture and that care that you give that nobody else can give. Dad knows how to be strong and firm, but Mom, when I come in, I just need to lay on your shoulder. Mom, I need you to know that the strength is still in you to rock that baby to sleep. The strength is still in you to wipe those tears from their eyes. The strength is still in you to say, baby, you're going to get through it. The strength is still in you to be that unbiased, neutral person that says, you know what? I know it hurts your feelings and it's all right. All of us got feelings, but it's going to strengthen you, baby. It's going to make you a better person. Mom, I'm speaking to you. We need you. We need those home cooked meals. There's something about that good food that goes into the soul and it makes us feel loved and wanted. I got a letter from my son that's in the military, and every letter, I got 3 letters so far, and I didn't know how much cooking meant until you get a letter from a child that's away on military, and every letter he says, I can't wait to get to the table. I can't wait for that home cooked food. Moms, we need you to make those dinners and make them with your soul again. Mom, I know you're tired, and Mom, I know you're working the hours. And mom, I know you're making ends meet, and sometimes you don't know the end from the beginning, but mom, can I tell you what you're doing hasn't been in vain? And mom, can I tell you how much we love you? And we may not say it often, but we appreciate you. We thank you for your unconditional love. We thank you for your kindness and your softness. And then there's some of you that, like I said, you just need that big sister. Let me be your big sister today. Let me tell you again that you can do all things. Let me remind you again that God did not set you up for failure. Let me remind you again that there's creative gifts inside of you. Some of you are business owners and you're afraid to step out on faith. I just need you to go on and do it. I need you to stop procrastinating. I need you to stop second guessing your gifts and your talents. I need you to be all that God has created you to be. I want you to remember that our days are numbered, and I don't want you to get up in heaven and say, God, you had this set up for me, and he said, and all I wanted you to do was step out on faith. All I wanted you to do was just try it. All I wanted you to know is if you put one foot out, I had steps that was already behind you. I had air that was pushing into your lungs, and I was ready to help you push this thing out. I just needed you to shake it up. I just needed you to step out on faith. I just needed you to have courage. And I'm talking to my sisters, but I got some big brothers that are watching. Rodney, I saw you. Some of your big brothers, I just need to encourage you the same way I would encourage my brothers. And I need to talk to the Rodneys and the McKinleys and the Rasheeds and the James and the Neils and the Jaspers that are out there and say, brothers, hang on in there. Brothers, I know it's hard. And brothers, I know sometimes you work them hours 9 to 5 and you don't feel appreciated. But can I tell you there's some sisters out here that got your back? Can I tell you there's some sisters that want to make it easy for you? Can I tell you there's some sisters that pray for you in the midnight hour and you don't even realize it? Can I tell you there's some sisters that ain't dogging you out and calling you out your name? Can I tell you there's some sisters that really care about you and want you to be successful and want you to be succeed? And we haven't lost hope. We know that you are the man of the house. We know that you are the cornerstone that God has created. We look at you and we see king. We look at you and we see prince. We look at you and we see strength. And we know that we can depend on you. All brothers haven't let the sisters down. There's some sisters that are saying, you know what? No, that's my big brother. And I got him through thick and I got him through thin. And we just wanted to let you know that we need you. Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on pressing. Don't you get up. Don't you get weary in well doing. Don't you stop doing what God has created you to do. I know society is hard, and I know society doesn't always have your back, and I know society sometimes makes you work harder than you really should have to work. But understand that your strength comes from the Lord. Understand that you can do anything but fail. Understand that today is also your time. It's also your season, and so is tomorrow, and so is the day after that. I want each and every one of you to look at me, to listen to me. And for my babies, oh Lord, don't let me forget my babies. For my babies that are watching, can I just be an auntie to you today? You know, can I just be the auntie to let you know, honey, I know this school year looks a little bit crazy, but you push on through. Can I be that auntie to say, baby, you can do everything that you put your mind to it? Can I be that auntie to say, honey, you may have had some bad examples that have been set in front of you, but you are unique. And some of those are examples where there so that you would know what not to do. Don't you get bogged down, and don't you get caught up, and don't you get depressed, and don't you get this negative mindset, and don't you start looking at life as if life isn't a good thing. Life is good, baby. I want you to hear it from Auntie Tab today that you can do it. You use those bad examples and you say, you know what? I'm going to do better. I'm going to be better. I know now what not to do. And then if you got some good examples, hear this from Auntie too. I want you to say thank you. I want you to say thank you to the people that showed you the right way. I want you to say thank you even when you didn't understand and you didn't agree, because I promise you it's going to work out for your good. Sometimes those punishments were necessary because we didn't want you to get yourself in a situation that you couldn't get out of. Sometimes having to do time out was necessary. Sometimes that little spanking and tap on the thigh was necessary, but it was out of love. It was out of love because we wanted to be the one to discipline you versus the world being the one to discipline you, because the world don't have no love for you. So I don't want you to always look at mom and dad and say they just don't do and they just don't get it and they just don't understand. I want you to look at mom and dad and say, you know what? They've been through some things, and what I know is that I can always count on them. What I know is I can depend on them. What I know is that they love me. What I know is that they care about me. And let me just listen a little differently. Let me just pay attention to what they're advising me to do, because maybe, just maybe, they're right. And maybe, just maybe, this will work out if I follow the instructions that they gave me. I want you to hear what I'm saying, baby. Life is good. You got it, Rachel. Life is good. So what am I saying to you guys? Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. I'm closing. It says, to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under the sun. And the message God gave for me to give to you this morning is, it's always your time. It is your season right now, today, in this very moment. It's your time. Do something with it. Do something with it. Be productive. Be the person that thinks outside of the box. Be the person that shows up and shows out. Be the person that lives life today. It's always your time. And it is time for you to live today like you've never, ever lived before. So I just wanted to come to you this morning, y'all. I told you I got excited. I got excited because I'm like, God, we keep waiting for permission and someone to say it's okay, and for buy-ins and for check-ins and for cosigns. And God has said, I gave you life. I'm the one that gave you life. I'm the one that gave you gifts. I'm the one that gave you talents. I'm the one, Tanya, that showed you how to do it. I put it inside of you, and now it's time for you to bring it out. It's time for you to live, Shani. It's time for you to be the best you that you could ever be. Don't say that, you know what, tomorrow. No, today I want you to be the best you. Today I want you to do the best that you can do in anything that you put your hand to. I want you to have good thoughts towards yourself. I want you to look at things with a positive perspective. I want you to discern in the spirit. I want you to hear and make sure that you hear it clearly. I want you to pressure your heart and say, Lord, I'm pressuring my heart so that I can make sure if there's anything that's in me that's not supposed to be there, God, pump it out. Pump it out, God. If there's anything in me that's dead and you're trying to wake it up and you're saying, no, baby, I need you to live. God, pump it out. Pump life back out of me today. God, pump joy out of me today. Pump encouragement out of me today. Pump positive words out of me today. Pump God energy out of me today. Pump it out, God. Use this heart for your glory. Use the gifts that God has put in your hands today. Tavia, you got it today. The best me. Be the best you that you can be today. Use your hands. Use your feet. Some of y'all are in the house. Baby, get up out of that house. Get up out of that house. Go see the things that you said that you want to see. Go to the places that you said that you want to go to. Get in your car and drive to a different area and just look at something different and something new to expand the horizon of who you are. Don't get stuck in what you just see before you. Live. Live. That's what I'm telling you today. Live. It's always your time. It's always your time. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's always your time. So that's what I wanted to give to you today. You know, tomorrow is never promised. It's never, ever been guaranteed. I've heard that said often. And the end of this day is not either. So you got to learn to be in the moment. You got to learn to grasp the moment and say, in this moment, what is the best thing that I can do? What is the best thought that I can have concerning me? What is the best way to handle this situation in this moment? Learn to live in the moment and do all that God has gifted you to do. So I'm speaking again to the Tanettas that are out there. Baby, there is a gift that God has placed inside of you, and you have been second guessing. You have been second guessing, can I do this? And I want you to do it. I want you to do it. And I want you to do it well. Guys, I love you. And I always say to you, Lord willing, next Tuesday, 11:30, I'll come back on again. What I'm learning to say now is if it's not the Lord's will, and let's say this was the last Tuesday that God said you would speak to the people, what would the last Tuesday be? I would always want the last Tuesday to be one where you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that somebody out here had an encouraging word for you. I would always want it to be that you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that someone that may have never ever met you just loves you because God created you, because you're my brother and my sister in Christ, and that is all that I need to love a person like you and for you to love a person like me. I don't have to know the details of your life. I don't have to know your address and what you drive and where you live and how you dress and the circumstances that you're in. I don't have to spend time with you, but because God created you just like he created me, we are joint and we are sisters and brothers in Christ. And that means I love what God loves. I love who God loves, and God loves you, so I love you. If this were the last Tuesday, I would always want you to know that. So my friends and my family, I want you to start living life in the moment, because none of us know when the last will be. Dad, you said it. Always giving your best. Always give your best. Live in the moment. Never half step. Never half do. Never show up and be partial to who you are designed to be. God designed you to be a powerhouse. Baby, be the powerhouse that he created you to be. When you show up, people ought to be like, dang, she there. Ooh, he done entered the room. And they ought to get excited because they know that miracles have shown up. Signs have shown up. Wonders have shown up. Creativity has shown up. A business plan has shown up. A book has shown up. A new song has shown up. A line has shown up. They ought to know that something has shown up because you walked into the room, and they ought to get excited with anticipation, because that's the glory of the Lord that you're taking with you everywhere that you go. So take it with you. Be the best you. Y'all, I got to get off. Y'all know it's Tuesday. Brogdon Strong. Yes, you got it, Daddy. That's what we do. Brogdon Strong. That's what we do. It's in my blood. I can't help it. Y'all, I love you. It is Tuesday. I am going back to work so that I can keep my job, because I actually do like my job. I'm grateful. I like my job, and I'm going to keep my job. But I want you guys to go through the rest of this Tuesday. Share this message with somebody that needs to know that today is the day to be the best them that they can be. Go on and share it and get this love message out there, honey. Get this love message out there so that the people know that it's always their time. They don't have to wait for permission. They don't have to wait for a cosign, or they don't have to wait for somebody to say, okay, now it's your turn. Per the word of the Lord, it is always your time. It is always your time. Tanya, thank you so much. Y'all have an amazing day. No. Let's fix that. Y'all create an amazing day. How about that? You got some homework, honey. You got some homework. Go on out there and create an amazing day. Create an amazing day. I know you can do it. I love you. Mwah. Whew. Those are some sweet kisses, baby, from my heart directly to your heart. Y'all have an amazing day that you have created, not only for you, but for somebody else. Go on and do it now. Do your homework. I'll see you next Tuesday. The Lord willing, 11:30 live is what we do.